I think it would be unfair if we don't discuss the role played by Munby in terms of giving us a rational framework of needs analysis. So that's the topic we're gonna discuss now, like how syllabus design led to the notion of language curriculum design. So in this journey of language curriculum design, the role played by the Munby model is very significant. Okay, so in its historical perspective, the Munby model actually gave a sort of systematic approach to determine the needs of learners within ESP movement. Okay, and for example, the Munby model actually clarified what sort of competence the students have already who want to learn English for specific purposes, and how their skills can further be improved, or their proficiency level can be made adequate. So we do need this sort of information, right? So in order to make ESP syllabus, we need to determine a student's needs first. So that's how the Munby model has given some insights about determining the needs of the students, right? How to determine the communicative needs. That's what the model actually sets forth. It has listed some variables which are central to determine students' needs in terms of developing their language proficiency. Okay. The first one is the personal one. For example, their biographical information, which level they are, and where are they learning English as a foreign or a second language. And the second, the purpose, whether they need English for specific or general purposes or engineering purposes, right? And the setting where the English instruction gonna take place, right? And interactional variables, for example, how after completing the course, the learners will be able to communicate with their employees. For example, the flight attendants, what sort of English they need, right? And the medium, the mode, do they need speaking first or reading first? So this is what actually the model gave some sort of framework to, and the dialogue, whether they need informal English or formal one, and the target level, and the anticipated activities, some of the activities to be listed in the text, in the instructional materials. All right. So this is how the model, in brief, provides a sort of framework to determine the learner's needs. Okay. And how the needs profile of the learners can be transformed into sort of skills. So they were sort of like, if you need a skill of speaking, you need some sub-skills of skimming and scanning. And then that was how it was categorized, right? So it helps, like the needs analysis, for example, if a learner needs to learn English for specific purposes, so they need to know the cohesion, the devices, rhetorical devices. So, this is how the model pointed towards the needs of rhetorical devices there for a group of learners. And the repetition and synonymy and ellipses and their significance. And the understanding of the relationship between parts of a text through grammatical cohesion. For example, we've got comparison, one of the key features of rhetorical device, and then we've got substitution in the logical connectors. So this is how I have tried to briefly list some of the features of the Munby model. The whole point of discussing this, though we're going to touch upon this aspect of the course later on, we will touch, but the purpose, the rationale is just to give background information how the notion of needs analysis came into being, and how it became one of the key components of language curriculum design.